They are the restaurants that we cherish and hold a special place in our hearts, where warm and welcoming staff greet us with a smile and make us feel like cherished guests. These are the establishments that whisk us away on a culinary adventure, and no detail is overlooked in offering extraordinary dining experiences. It is where we choose to toast our achievements and celebrate milestones with our loved ones. They are the distinguished restaurants of North America, and every DiRōNA has a story. Meet Chef Dan Wecker, the chef and owner of the historic Elkridge Furnace Inn in Maryland. Chef Dan is known for his passion for farm-to-table dining, crafting seasonal dishes that highlight local ingredients and timeless culinary techniques. The Elkridge Furnace Inn, a beautifully restored 18th century estate, offers a dining experience that blends rich history with Chef Dan's creative and masterful approach to cuisine. With a dedication to sustainability and a flair for the exceptional, Chef Dan and his wife Donna have made the inn a cherished dining destination. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Every DiRōNA Has a Story. Another exceptional episode for us today. All the way from Elkridge, Maryland, I'm with Chef Daniel Wecker of the Elkridge Furnace Inn. Daniel, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Now, besides this exceptional Elkridge Furnace Inn that we definitely are going to get to and talk about, you've had a real wonderful history as a chef and being trained in French cuisine. Tell us about your background. Tell us about how you've got to where you are.
Well, my sister got me in food service in 1972, and I got into, I had a great opportunity to get into French cuisine in 1976. I became an apprentice under Michel Bopin from Grenoble, and I apprenticed about 4.5 years and trained in all the different disciplines of a French kitchen. I was trained as a garde-manger, trained as a saucier. I can do hundreds of sauces from memory. I was trained as a pastry chef. I was trained as a butcher and have been inducted into the Confrère Fraternité de Chien de Rôtisseur as a culinarian. And I just loved all the different aspects, and I love to be a roundsman with what I do.
Now, you've taken all of these special skills and obviously honed through the years before getting to where you are now in Elkridge. But tell us about this incredible location you have. And it wasn't like you purchased a restaurant and got the keys and opened the door. There was a lot of work that went into it. You're sitting on a 12-acre complex. Tell us about the history and how you've been there so long.
Well, we've been here 35 years now. And when we came here, it was all, actually some of it was being bulldozed, and it was all scheduled to be demolished. We restored 2 of the buildings on the site that we lived in. We lived in one, brother lived in another. Donna was here helping with all of that with our children here. And then we began to restore this building as well. And we just took it one room at a time. We would do a catering job and fix something and do another catering job and fix something else. And we just kept at it. And it's absolutely gorgeous.
No doubt. In 35 years, I mean, it's a labor of love at that point. What made the two of you jump into the restaurant industry? No doubt your history as a chef, but what made a couple decide this is the place and let's build something here?
I did work in a place that had a historic feel, and I dreamed about having a place that was more beautiful than that. And I have exceeded where I was at one time. And we love history. We love nature. We love fresh food. We source so much of it ourselves. And now we have a niece and her husband, Ryan and Bill Rogers, who have an 8-acre farm that we help support in its beginning. They have now bought the farm, and they are 1 mile away. And so we really love our farm-to-table reality. I know a lot of restaurants say they're farm-to-table, and we are very often yard-to-table. An awful lot of what we do does not travel more than 1 mile.
Now, you've mentioned things seasonal and local sourcing and that go into your. Tell us a bit about what's behind your menu and how often it changes, because I know it's certainly seasonal, being farm to table, or as you've mentioned, it's local to table pretty much. Tell us a bit about the menu.
Our menu changes once every 3 months, spring, summer, fall, and winter. We have a number of high tunnels, and we grow mushrooms here as well. We have a little mushroom house. And then my niece and her husband have 8 high tunnels now. So we truly pick every day of the year. And with the weather in Maryland here, there are a lot of things that we grow outside, even through most of the winter. And then we supplement that with things that we're growing in our high tunnels. Now, our high tunnels are supported with a closed hot water heater system with some hot water pipes going underneath the roots and along the sides of the bed. So we're able to greenhouse a little bit some of the stuff to make that work for us as well.
Now, your wine list, I know it certainly pairs fantastic with the seasonal menu that you had there. You've got a big background in wine as well, and I know you've really turned your list into a real international list. What goes behind your curated wine list? Let's talk a bit about that.
I started studying wine in 1976. I had the privilege of helping out with a food and beverage director who started teaching me. And I would stay late and meet the reps and learn about wines and taste wines. And it was just a fabulous opportunity, and I've never stopped. I have a brother who's a certified wine judge who's remarkable with wines, but I have a passion for pairing wine with food and picking wines for our customers and for our menu that are going to pair beautifully with the different things and flavors and seasons that we're presenting on a 6 days a week here at the restaurant.
Right. So let's get into the restaurant, because it's certainly evolved over the 30 plus years that you've been there. Let's talk about size. How many seats and how large I must be taking advantage of that gorgeous outdoors. Tell us a bit about the property and seating for the restaurant.
The restaurant in and of itself is 54 seats every day available, plus now our patio, which is another 20 seats as well. And that's every day of the year that we are open. But we also have the flexibility of the manor side of the house, which allows us additional dining when we are not doing a catered function in those spaces. So we're able to spread out and do different meals, different days, and different styles of seating to accommodate our guests. And it's wonderful because each room has a different feel to it. From the 1744 tavern side, the upstairs of that is a little more Second Empire in style. And then we have our manor house, the 1810 side, with 11.5-foot ceilings. And each room just has a unique feel and flavor. Fireplaces, there's 13 fireplaces in the house. In season, those are going. And each of those things gives us a unique dining opportunity for our guests.
Exceptional. Now, you mentioned events. You have multiple themed events, monthly almost. I guess wine-based or spirit-based events are, I know, a big thing to you. Tell me a little bit more about your themed dinners.
So I will do about, well, it's at least 2 every month, not sometimes 3. Wine and spirits events. So they run about once every 2 weeks. We finish out the year on the 23rd of December with Feast of Seven Fishes, because that's our Christmas Eve. And then on December 30th now, we do Death by Chocolate. And we have a lot of fun with these. For me, it is a number of things. Number one is to showcase the international cuisines that are available. We go all around the world and around this country, and we are able then to present, generally it is 5 either glasses of spirit or 5 wines with them, and it is a great means of education for me, for my staff in the kitchen. My young people who work for me experience new foods because we create our own, sausages and charcuterie and fabricate all of our own meats. And we're doing sauces from, it may be from Hungary, it may be from Australia, it may be from, Mesoamerica and all over. And they're learning new things on an amazingly regular basis. My customers also love the history, the geography, the different wines that we're doing, and how the different aspects of culture that we learn in these 3-hour dinners.
Now, something I think restaurants are somewhat, maybe one of the only industries where spouses have the ability to work together. No doubt doing different, having different responsibilities, we will call it. I am fortunate. I do get to work with my spouse every day, but have Donna and you, I know your wonderful wife Donna is there with you. Have the two of you worked together since the beginning, and what sort of a journey have the two of you been on through the entire time?
Well, we've had a challenging journey in terms of we had some chronically ill children and some challenges with that. And very early on, Donna did a lot taking care of the kids and supporting me as we were a new and growing business. And for 12 years, we lived 100 yards away from the restaurant in what is now our garden house facility. And if the kids missed me, she'd send them across the street and they'd hang out with Dad at the restaurant. And it was a lot of fun to be able to do that, gave us some flexibility. She has put herself through school. She was a professor of French for 6 years at UMBC. And in the last 8 years, she came back and she has been working here at the restaurant, helping with marketing, rebranding, and a lot of things, just recreating and softening edges and making bold statements into the community, and really helped accelerate our vision for what we want to do and what we want to be here as a restaurant. So, we don't agree on everything, but she's done an amazing job helping to redecorate the facility here and all the aspects of the facility, because we do have 2 covered patios as well that we use for different size events. Sometimes it's our wine and spirits dinners. Sometimes it's a tea or a shower or a wedding, all those different things. And so that support and help has been incalculable.
No doubt. Now, we were fortunate to have your restaurant nominated. I believe it was late last year that it landed on our desks. And we're so grateful to have you a part of the DiRōNA organization. Was it a shock to you when we announced it and reached out, or have you've certainly built such a wonderful establishment. But was it a surprise to get the DiRōNA, and how was it received there in Elkridge?
It was a surprise because we really haven't put ourselves forward. We have let our service and food and quality and decor speak for themselves. I have not been I'm not out there. That's not what I'm good at, or as good at. So yes, we were surprised, but we are thrilled. Absolutely. We are. That's really what I can say. We're absolutely thrilled to receive the award and to be nominated. We work very hard at what we do every day. We are not an organization or a couple that rests on laurels. We continue to strive every day, every week when we have our production meetings, and we talk about how we can be better. Not that we've achieved an ultimate plane and let's just hang in there. It's always about how can we be better, how can we better serve our customers and our community with what we do.
So wonderful to hear. Well, Chef Dan, thank you for taking some time with me today. It's wonderful to learn more about the restaurant, and congratulations to Donna and you. You've really built something special down there in Elkridge, and I know your community is probably enjoying the benefits of it to have something so wonderful. So congratulations to the two of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, everyone, another episode of Every DiRōNA has a story. If you're in Elkridge, Maryland, please make your way by to see Chef Dan and Donna. They're at the Elkridge Furnace Inn. Everybody, thank you for watching another episode. Have a great day.